In the previous video, we have learnt about the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means which do not require oxygen. Aerobic means which requires oxygen. And also you know that during the respiration energy is released. So today's our topic is, can energy be released without oxygen, that is under anaerobic conditions? Let us know about that. We can understand this by taking an example.
Here.
100 yards. We will do some muscular work. So leg muscles have to work. Before we start, when we stand on the track, do we start panting for a few minutes to stoke up or to get more oxygen? So panting means rapid breath, taking more oxygen. That is the panting. So when we stand on the track, do we start panting? Do you like to take more oxygen? No. Just by very little extra breathing, we can run the race. Remember one thing, fastest sprinters, they do not breathe at all when running. 100 yards, when they are running 100 yards, they do not breathe at all. But after reaching destiny, the condition of the person will be different. You might have observed that. After reaching the destiny, they start panting. So if you observe panting depends on state of training, how hard he runs. It depends on two factors, the state of training and how hard he runs. So here we can understand the fastest sprinter, they do not breathe at all when running 100 yards. But after reaching that destiny, they start panting. So they pant until the breathing comes to normal condition. You might have observed this. How the person gets the energy to run? The ATP which is already present in the muscles or cells, they provide the energy. Already we have learned that during the respiration, energy is released and it is stored in the form of ATP in the cells. That ATP provides the energy for running. So when energy is provided from ATP is converted to ADP. So you know that ADP is adenosine diphosphate. One energy rich phosphate is utilized, so ATP is converted to ADP. But we have to think one point. This energy which is present in the ATP is not enough because we only carry sufficient ATP in a muscle to last for about half a second when doing vigorous activity or exercise. So it is useful only for half a second. So ATP provides energy and it is converted to ADP. ATP in a muscle lasts for about only half a second. So let us understand the way how we get energy first and then use up oxygen later. So if you observe a person panting, you know the reason. In order to get more oxygen, he starts panting. So now let us understand this. Let us take or analyze the blood of a person during and after exercise. Let us assume he ran on a treadmill. He took 9 minutes. Regular blood samples were taken and analyzed. We can show the result in the graph. So here if you observe the graph, so here is the concentration of lactic acid in the blood and time in the minutes. Lactic acid, so when we analyze the blood composition, we came to know that the lactic acid concentration in the blood is gradually increasing when he is taking part in the exercise. So he ran on the treadmill only for 9 minutes and we can observe this graph and understand the process. So from this graph, try to give the answers. What was the concentration of lactic acid in the blood to start with? The answer is 20. So 20 mg. So the concentration of lactic acid in the blood when he starts, that is 20 mg only. What was the greatest concentration reached during the exercise? That is here if you see nearly 110 or 100 mg we can take. If the trend between points C and D, this is the C and D. After some time, after 9 minutes, if you see, that is after the exercise, if you observe, gradually the lactic acid concentration is decreasing. So if you see this line CD, if the trend between C and D were to continue at the same rate, if it is continued at the same rate, how long might it take for the original lactic acid level to be reached again? So suppose if you extend this line like this, so it may be the 70. If has to reach the same amount of lactic acid, if it is a 70. Can you answer this? Once again I will repeat the question. If the trend between points C and D were to continue at the same rate, how long might it take for the original lactic acid level to be reached again? So what is the answer? 70 minus, here if you see it is the maximum, and if you take it is the 15. 70 minus 15, that is nearly 55 mg. So that is the answer. Now you tell me, what does high level of lactic acid indicate about the condition of respiration? You know very well, that is anaerobic respiration. As oxygen is not sufficient to the muscles, it is undergoing anaerobic respiration. Muscles are undergoing anaerobic respiration, so lactic acid is produced. So in the video when I was telling about this differences between aerobic and anaerobic, I told that anaerobic respiration takes place in the skeletal muscles. So when we are doing the strenuous exercise, under the anaerobic conditions, the muscles will produce the lactic acid. So that's why lactic acid concentration is gradually increasing. After the exercise gradually decreases, and we can say, we can understand this anaerobic, during the anaerobic respiration also some energy will be produced. So you may get doubt how the energy is released during the anaerobic respiration. So we can understand this by a cycle, that is Core's cycle. We can understand this concept based on the Core's cycle. So before that, let us understand some more points. During continuous physical exercise like fast running, walking over long distances, swimming, our muscles work too fast but not getting enough oxygen. In this situation, the muscles are using energy released during anaerobic breakdown of glucose from pyruvic acid, and this produces the lactic acid. So from pyruvic acid, lactic acid is produced. Accumulation of this lactic acid gives the feeling of fatigue, that is a muscular pain. So the muscles get some pain, so that is called as feeling of fatigue. So whenever the lactic acid is formed in the blood, that is in the muscles, immediately we'll get some muscular pain, that is a feeling of fatigue. This condition is called oxygen debt. During resting, the lactic acid gets slowly oxidized by the oxygen later available, and then it is cleared. Lactic acid amount will be decreased. So here we can understand the concept by Core's cycle. If you understand the muscle lactic acid that enters into the blood lactic acid through the tissue fluid, blood circulation, it enters the liver. In the liver, 1/5 of the lactic acid oxidizes to carbon dioxide and water, and energy is produced. This energy, which is produced by 1/5 the oxidation of lactic acid, is used to convert 4/5 of the lactic acid into glycogen in the liver. This glycogen in the liver, it is transported to the blood as glucose. It enters the blood as glucose whenever it requires, and then in the muscles it is converted to glycogen. Whenever the muscle needs energy, that glycogen is converted to again lactic acid and ATP is produced. So like this, some energy which is produced is used for the exercise during the anaerobic conditions. That is the Cori's cycle. Person who is well trained taking part in 100 meters race can hold his breath all the time until reaching destiny. So already you know that 100 yards, he need not to take extra oxygen. With the just a little amount of oxygen in excess, he can complete the race. But who is well trained taking part in 100-meter race can hold his breath all time until reaching destiny. Then only he pants. That is, after reaching destiny only he pants. How he gets energy? If he holds his breath all the time, how he gets energy? Muscles use the energy released during anaerobic breakdown of glucose. Finally, then he pants. Why? So after that, after reaching the destiny only, he pants. Why? To remove lactic acid by taking extra oxygen. This is oxygen debt. So you can understand oxygen debt by the definition. Temporary oxygen shortage in the body tissues arising from exercise, or the amount of extra oxygen needed by muscles to oxidize lactic acid formed in the exercise. So when we are doing a strenuous exercise, muscles are not getting the sufficient oxygen. So extra oxygen is required by the muscle to break down the glucose. That is temporary oxygen shortage in the body tissues arising from exercise. That is called as oxygen debt. So here you can understand one point, that is the well-trained person who is taking part in 100-meter race can hold his breath all the time. After reaching the destiny only he pants. But what about longer race athletes? They have to breathe all the time. So the longer race athletes have to breathe all the time. So why they have to breathe all the time when they are taking part? Some lactic acid which is formed while they are running, it is removed, and then only they can go for longer before becoming exhausted. So a trained athlete is able to increase the oxygen consumption in their muscles to a greater degree than non-athletes. So remember these 3 points. Those are taking part in 100 yards race, they need not to take extra oxygen. Only with a small amount of excess oxygen they can run the race. But the person who is taking part in 100-meter race, they can hold his breath. Longer race athletes, they have to breathe all the time. Why they have to breathe all the time? Whatever the lactic acid which is formed while they are running, that has to be removed immediately. Some lactic acid is removed while they are running, and they go and reach the destiny. Hope you understood this part.